Hi, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Megan, and I'm also known as Nightingale Tarot. I'm a certified nurse midwife by day and often by night, who also happens to be a tarot master. I've been reading tarot for about 26 years as of 2024, and I've been teaching tarot for about the past 5 years. I also read Lenormand and regular playing cards, as well as runes, bones, oracles, so let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing any of those other things for my videos in addition to tarot. You can find me in all the places by following the link tree in the description box below the video. That's where you'll learn how to contact me, as well as learn more about my services. You'll learn how to book several different types of private readings for yourself, or also malocchio, also known as evil eye removal. Most of my readings and services are virtual, via Zoom, phone, or sometimes even email, so you don't have to be living in Honolulu in order to get a reading from me. I love to read your comments, I love to answer your questions, and I love to engage with you here, so don't be shy with your comments, and don't hesitate to drop a request in that comment box if there's a specific topic you'd like to see me read on for you. If you like what you see, I'd greatly appreciate a quick click of the like and subscribe button from you. Don't forget to turn on notifications if you want to make sure you don't ever miss any new content.
Today, I'll be doing something a little bit different. Instead of using tarot cards, I'll be using other types of cards. I'll be using a deck of playing cards, Totoro-themed playing cards. I'll also be using scopa cards, which are traditional Italian playing cards. And last but not least, I'll be using Lenormand cards. Similar to tarot, but read differently. Lenormand cards are French. They're way more direct and blunt than tarot cards. An interesting style of reading. It almost like delivers just like a complete sentence, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. So actually all three of these cards are very direct styles of cartomancy divination. So if you like direct, you're probably going to like this reading. Today's topic will be, what should I be focusing on now? So if you're kind of at a place in your life where you feel like, I don't know, I feel like I need to be doing something, but I don't know what it is. Should I be putting more focus in my relationship, in my career? Should I be thinking about school? Should I be thinking about living location? You know, what should I be looking at? That's what today's reading is on. Remember, these are general readings. Each pile is for many people at once, so take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't, because that message is for someone else. And don't worry, because you'll have at least one really clear, direct message for you here today. Don't forget to follow the link tree in the description below to book a private and a much deeper reading with me that's entirely specific to you and your situation on this topic or any other topic you'd like to look at with me. So what to do now? Now you need to think of your specific situation regarding today's topic and what questions you would like answered. And then you pick a pile. So pile 1 is the Totoro playing cards. Pile 2 is the traditional Italian scopa deck. Pile 3 is the Pixie's Astounding Lenormand deck. If you need a little time, you can pause the video here, but don't overthink it. Take a deep breath and go with your gut. Your first instinct is usually best. Which pile are you most drawn to today? keep in mind that if you come back and watch this video on a different day, or even rewatch it today with a different situation or question in mind, you might choose a different pile at that time and likely get a different reading. To skip the video straight to the pile you chose, you'll find the timestamps in the description below that you can click and it'll take you straight there. So let's get started with pile 1, the Totoro playing cards. All right, pile 1, let's look at what you should be focusing on right now. Okay, pile 1. I feel like you have likely recently accomplished something. And I think that that something felt like a big deal to you, but that you're having to defend your position on that a little bit. Maybe people are calling you silly for being proud of that. People are like, why are you even celebrating that? That's not something, that you should be proud of, or, whatever. And it doesn't matter what it is, but it's actually likely something small to a lot of people, or insignificant to a lot of people, but very significant to you. And I think this is important because you appear to have a decision coming up here shortly that you're going to have to decide what to do. And here's what you need to be focusing on. This is the crux of this. You need to be focusing on removing your emotion from this decision. So this is a decision that is made with your head. This is a decision that is made with very practical, like I'm listing out pros and cons in a sort of like Excel spreadsheet kind of vibe. Instead of asking yourself how you feel about this thing, ask yourself practically which makes more sense. And in order to do that, you're going to have to let go of your anxiety surrounding this decision. Because I think for you, what you're doing is you are almost waiting to feel a certain way about this decision. Like I'm waiting to feel some sort of big gut thing, or some sort of sign is going to appear, or something along those lines. You're looking for something bigger than what this is in order to prompt you on how to make this decision. And what you need to be doing is sitting down and really evaluating the practical or the pragmatic aspects of this decision and say which one is financially best, which one makes the most sense for long-term goals versus how does this feel right now. That's really the problem, is that you're getting really wrapped up in your feelings. And because of that, this is causing you to likely make poor choices. You're up at night worrying about this. You're really struggling with whatever this decision is. And I actually think it's probably more minor than you think it is. I don't necessarily feel like this is a huge life-altering decision, but I think you think it's a huge life-altering decision. And I think that part of the fear around this, just so I can give you some validation here, is that some of your successes and triumphs and achievements have been kind of blown off a little bit in the past. And people have sort of told you that you're making a big deal over this when it's really not a big deal. And you've been put in the position of having to defend, no, this is a big deal. I worked hard to get here. Like, this was not as easy for me as it is for you. You've had to defend that to people. And I think that makes every decision to you feel like a big, huge thing. So my pile one people, you're going to need to just like take a deep breath and let some of this anxiety go. Get down to the nuts and bolts of this. Make a pros and cons list. Like, actually write it out on paper. Pros of this, cons of this, and see whether you have more things in the pros list or the cons list. I mean, this is practical advice for a practical decision. And let the rest of it go. Let it go. The whole, I'm waiting for the universe to tell me the right thing. The universe wants you to look at this from a practical point of view. And that is the big advice here. So that is what you need to be focusing on right now. Pile one. Pile one needs to be focusing on the practical, mundane aspects of what you have to do right now. And let go of the emotional underpinnings of what you think may be involved in this. So that is it, pile one. Let the other stuff go. Focus on the practical aspects of it, and if you do that, you will be led to the right choice. Okay. Now we're moving on to pile two, the Scopa deck. Traditional Italian playing cards. There are different cards for different regions of Italy. Very similar, but with some nuances, small nuanced differences here. And Scopa is a game that's still played across Italy now, but there's also a whole big group of people that use Scopa for divination, much like playing cards. And that's what we're doing today. We're using this traditional set of cards, and we're going to divine with it. Pile two. Okay, pile two. This boils down to one simple statement, and then we'll flesh it out a little bit. You need to be focused on your relationship right now. That is where your focus needs to be. Now, let's get deeper into that. There's not really a whole lot more to say on that, but I can always find a way to find a whole lot to say about something where there's not a whole lot to say. So, let's go ahead and do that. There appears to be an outside influence that is causing trouble in your relationship. And you need to identify what it is and turn your focus back into your relationship. Is this outside influence another person? Are you spending too much time with or focusing too much on another person? Or is your partner spending too much time with or focusing on another person? If so, now is the time to nip that in the bud right now. Get rid of that. Because that is definitely causing trouble within your relationship. It will continue to cause trouble within your relationship. Perhaps both of you are turning to an outside source for emotional comfort. Is this a person? Is this, gaming? Is this drinking? Is this gambling? Is this your job? Whatever it is, if you want your relationship to last, you need to cut off this external thing that is taking your focus. And this is a big important message for you, right? What should I be focusing on right now? And the cards are like, oh my God, you need to be focusing on your relationship right now, or it's gonna fall apart. It's gonna fall apart and it's gonna fail, because I feel like you have the underpinnings of a good relationship here. I feel like although your communication styles are different, your likely focuses and hobbies are different, there is definitely an opportunity for meeting in the middle and common ground here. But what's happening within your relationship is you're getting further and further and further apart because each of you are focusing on these different things. I feel like this is maybe a little bit of both of you. Or it's also likely that one of you is having a reaction to feeling the distance in each other. So now, one of you has kind of distanced and is focusing on this other thing. And so the other one now feels the need to distance a little bit and some like self-protection. And, I'm not going to let my heart get broken. Like, I need to distance here because, I'm feeling this distance. Whatever it is that's going on in your relationship, and whatever this outside influence is, I cannot say it enough times. Pile 2, your focus right now needs to be hardcore reparation of your relationship. Turning towards your relationship, turning towards your partner for support and validation and all those things, instead of turning away from your partner for these things. Because there is something here that is definitely driving a wedge between an otherwise good, close partnership. So pile 2, your focus is on your relationship right now. Okay, pile 3. The Lenormand deck. Pixie's Astounding Lenormand. This is the first Lenormand deck I ever had. I have several now, but I still really, really actually like this one a lot for its simplicity. Lenormand is fun to read. Lenormand readings are usually very short. So they're just not as complex as tarot. Or maybe they're complex in a different way. I don't know. They're just different. They're blunt, they're straightforward, they're to the point. And I love that about Lenormand. But it's definitely a style, right? It's a specific style. and not everybody likes it. Okay, here we go. Here we go, pile 3. So the center of your reading here revolves around some sort of commitment. Whether this is a contract or it's usually a contract. I was trying to think of like what, a contract or what else, but really it has to do with contractual obligations and commitment that is, that involves some sort of contractual agreement or understanding, like a marriage as an example, a job contract, something where two parties entered into an agreement together. That's the focus of this reading for you. And it looks like on your end of things, there has been some conflict or some fighting surrounding that contract, particularly involving either you are a female, if you chose pile 3 and you're female, this is you, or a female end of this contract. Like this is arguing where at least one of the parties is female. Let's say that this isn't two men arguing. It could be two women. It could be a woman and a man. But I have the lady here, and that is, the woman arguing about the contract. This is essentially kind of how this sentence reads. So if you're not a woman and you're looking at pile 3, then the other end of this is a woman. If you are a woman, then the other end of this still could be a woman or could be a man. But this is not, if you're a man, then the other side of this isn't a man. I hope that makes some semblance of sense. I feel like I just had like verbal diarrhea, but okay, whatever. We're going to keep going. Okay, so the deal is, though, is I think you need to understand that there has been arguing and fighting regarding this contractual arrangement here. However, what you need to focus on is moving forward, looking past that, and understanding that this is actually really good for you. You don't need to continue arguing about this because this is done. This is a done deal. It is over. This situation is over and done, and there's no more arguing to be had. And you are about to get like the luckiest break, you're on the winning end of this. Let me put it that way. So what you need to focus on, pile 3, long story short here, is this contractual arguing is done. Do not continue to fight over it. Do not continue to find a resolution for it. It is done. You are on the winning end of this. I don't know that you necessarily realize that you're on the winning end of this. You may still feel some conflict, but you are definitely on the winning end of this. So what you need to focus on now is essentially letting this go and stop trying to resolve it any differently because you've already won. Even if you've lost, you have actually won. you're on the lucky end of this. It's you win. Hello, you're the winner. So whatever this contract is that's like, falling apart, or there's conflict within it, or whatever conflict had happened or is happening now, your main focus needs to be on letting this go and understanding that the path that has been opened up to you through this conflict, hi Bramble, is so much better than the path that you were on. So you actually got really lucky on this end of things without even realizing it. So that's what your focus needs to be. Just letting it go. Stop the fighting. Understand that you're on the lucky winning end of this, and that you're going to be so much better off after whatever this was. So that's it, pile 3. Short and sweet. Lenormand. Done.